Pattern 3 is the reason why, even if someone tries to copy everything Samay Raina does, there is something about Samay Raina that nobody talks about. Everyone sees the comedy, the show, the controversies, the chess, but if you see what this guy has done over the past few years,
should we begin India's Got Talent?
सीन समय तो बहुत किल करता है. समय के पास एक टोन है जो उसने क्रैक कर लिया है.
yes, he is talented, but talent doesn't explain this. Talent doesn't make you dominate every format that you touch. There's something underneath, a psychological pattern that most of the people miss. Today, I am going to decode how Samay Raina's brain works and why it's more dangerous than you think. There are thousands of creators in India, comedians, streamers, podcasters. Most of them peak and disappear. Some get one viral moment and spend years chasing the next one. But Samay, he went from chess to stand-up to building an entire show that broke the internet not only just once but repeatedly. And if you think that's just being versatile, you are seeing the surface. Pattern 1. How he engineers loyalty, not just attention. Pattern 2. How controversies make him stronger, not weaker. Pattern 3. How a simple psychological trick separates him from rest of the creators in India. Here's what most Indian creators do. They just perform. They will put on a camera, they will deliver content and expect that the audience will come back tomorrow. It's a one-way broadcast. But Samay doesn't do that. That is the first psychological pattern. Samay doesn't build an audience. He builds a tribe. And there's a massive psychological difference. Think about his chess streams. He is not teaching chess. He is not just performing. He is just hanging out and letting thousands of people think that they are in the same room with him.
आज हम 1700 पहुंच के रहेंगे, ये मैंने बोल दिया था भाई.
प्लीज नहीं यार, नो यार. भाई साहब, लेट्स फकिंग गो. धुड़ुक. ये तो नहीं करना था समय, ये तो नहीं करना था बेटे, ये क्या.
His audience just don't feel that they are watching Samay Raina. His audience feel that they know Samay Raina. In psychology, this is called manufactured parasocial intimacy. Most of the creators stumble upon it by chance, but Samay, he runs it down every platform that he touches. Look at India's Got Talent. The audience isn't just watching the show. They are voting, they are judging and arguing in the comments on who deserves what score. That makes audience participants, not just mere spectators. And here's why it's psychologically brilliant. There's a principle called IKEA effect. When people participate in building something, even slightly, they value it more than something handed to them. Samay's audience doesn't just consume his content. They believe that they co-own it. But there is a second layer. He is vulnerable. He loses chess games in his chess streams. He gets roasted and laughs it off. He doesn't protect his image like the other creators do. And real vulnerability triggers something very specific in human brains. That is trust. And this trust is what makes an average viewer fight for you in the comment section in 2 a.m. at morning. And that's pattern 1. Samay doesn't chase attention. He engineers belonging. And when someone belongs to your world and are loyal to you, they don't ever leave. Now, pattern 2. And this is the one most of the people get wrong about Samay Raina. Every few months, something happens. A joke crosses a line. A contestant in India's Got Talent says something that trends for all the wrong reasons. Outrage, Twitter threads, news articles and people calling for cancellation. And every single time he comes out bigger than before. Now, people looking at it call him lucky. Some people also call him God's favorite child. Some people blame Indian audience for having short-term memories. No. What's really happening is a psychological phenomenon called anti-fragility. Most creators are fragile. One bad controversy and they are done. They disappear for weeks. They apologize too much. Their audience scatters. But Samay has built a system in which controversy actually feeds him. Instead of just dying out of controversy, he actually comes back bigger. And here's how it works. Step 1. Some controversial thing happens on his platform. Step 2. Outrage happens. And now suddenly, Samay Raina's name is in front of millions of people who have never heard him. That's free distribution. You cannot buy that reach. Step 3. And this is a critical one. His existing audience doesn't scatter. They rally behind him and defend him. And they make memes, engage harder. And this is where pattern 1 connects to pattern 2. Remember, he did not build an audience, he built a tribe. And tribes have very specific psychological response to an external threat. They get closer. In social psychology, this is called in-group solidarity under threat. When an outside force attacks the group's identity, the group doesn't weaken. Instead, it bonds tighter. That is what happens. Every single controversy is a loyalty test for Samay's audience, which it always passes. And then step 4. Samay responds, not with a tearful apology, not with silence, but usually with calm acknowledgement and humor. And that composure becomes the final signal for the group. I'm not afraid, we are fine. Net result, after every controversy, more subscribers, more loyalty, and more cultural relevance. He is not just surviving the controversy, he is metabolizing it. And I don't think most people, including the people that are trying to cancel him, understand that every attack is making the very thing they dislike, making Samay Raina more relevant. We have covered 2 patterns until now, loyalty engineering and anti-fragility. Both of these, most of the creators could theoretically learn and try to replicate. But pattern 3 is quite different. Pattern 3 is the reason why, even if someone tries to copy everything Samay Raina does on the surface, the streams, the controversial guests, it won't work for them. Because pattern 3 isn't a strategy, it's a psychological identity. And that is what we are getting into next. Here's what I mean by psychological identity. Most of the creators have created their own personas, and most of the times they perform these personas on the internet. But with Samay, he is actually who he is, and that is what makes him stand out of the crowd. And I know what you are thinking. Lots of people are authentic on internet, but that's not what I'm talking about. Authenticity has become a performance today. People perform authenticity, but Samay does something different, something that is psychologically rare. He has a settled personality. Let me explain what that means. A settled psychological identity means your sense of self doesn't scatter based on external feedback. Praise doesn't inflate you. Criticism doesn't destabilize you. You know exactly who you are. Think about every interview Samay has given, every podcast, every stream, where someone tries to bait him, get a reaction out of him. Yet he never scrambles. He never over-explains himself. He never needs other people to agree with him. That stillness, that psychological groundedness does a very specific thing to the people watching him. It makes them feel safe. In psychology, when we meet someone who has a truly settled identity, we are instinctively drawn towards them because most of us are constantly trying to get validation and managing how we are pursued and trying to adjust according to different rooms. And someone who doesn't do that feels magnetic. We don't know why, but we just keep on watching them. And that is why no one can replicate Samay Raina. You can study his strategy. You can replicate his show format. You can book controversial guests, but you cannot fake a settled identity. Audiences, especially Indian audiences who are psychologically sharper, who are extremely good at detecting bad performances, will know the difference immediately. Samay Raina's actual advantage isn't his talent, it isn't his strategy. It is that he is genuinely and completely himself. And in media landscape full of people performing different version of themselves, that is the rarest psychological asset a creator can have. And here's why I made this video. Not just because Samay is trending, and not just because I'm one of his biggest fan. We live in a time where everybody is trying to perform somebody else. They are studying algorithms, copying formats, and trying to do something that will work. And the entire internet has become basically a big costume party. And Samay, whether he thinks about this consciously or not, is proof of something that psychology has known for decades. The most powerful version of you is the version which is not trying. That's not motivational nonsense, that's measurable. Audiences can feel when somebody is settled versus when somebody is performing. Retention data proves it. Loyalty patterns prove it. His entire career proves it. The reason I am breaking down people like these isn't to celebrity worship anyone. It's because I think there are genuine psychological lessons buried inside the people we watch every day. Lessons most of us scroll past without ever noticing it. Samay Raina's psychology is dangerously smart, but it's not unreachable. It's just understood by very few people. Until now, if this breakdown gave you a perspective you didn't have before, subscribe. That's what this channel does. One mind decoded every week. Next video, I am decoding somebody whose psychology is exact opposite of Samay's. Same level of success, but completely different wiring. You want to see that? I'll see you there.